What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Noonchi podcast.
Hey, what's up? Damn, you look like a fucking employee of a Korean Weza for sure. It's funny. It's like, you know, obviously, I feel like a lot of people in Korea, when they're, you know, younger, they want to work at a company that gives out fucking lanyards to make it look like, you know, like they're going somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that lanyard is not just a name card, but also
It says I'm established. I have work.
Yeah. Like I'm not a You know, like the idea of entrepreneurship in Korea doesn't seem to be as flattering as back home.
How so?
I mean? I feel like, there's people back home that also wants that stable paycheck from an established company that also gives out fucking lanyards or whatever. But for the most part, I feel like I see more people going, fuck it, I'm going to do my own shit. Not because they are unhappy with corporate life, but because they just don't want to be a slave, I guess.
Associated or free.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you don't see that. You see more.
I don't know. I don't remember anything at this point.
But you don't talk to anybody back home, like, you know.
I don't know what the lanyard game is like back then.
The lanyard game. When I was working at my former company, I too had a lanyard that, but that one wasn't around the neck. It was kind of like a belt clip.
Oh.
And then you fucking
pull it out, yeah.
And
when I worked at the Apple store, I think we had lanyards.
Of course.
Yeah, because we had to get in and out of the back.
Right.
With a key card for sure.
So to me,
we also had the t-shirts.
Yeah.
They always gave us new t-shirts I would say at least once a month we get a new shirt.
Why were they different designs or was
different colors, different designs based on, let's say if now I'm dating myself, when the Nano came out.
Oh shit.
Like then it would say something about the Nano.
Kids, the Nano is a device that played music. Kind of like an MP3 player.
It was, an
MP3 player is where you get your MP3s.
I worked at the Apple store before the Shuffle came out. So it was actually iPad, what do you call it? The iPod wasn't even color yet. It was still black and white.
Oh shit, fucking segregation.
Yeah. And it was still like considered a hard drive.
Yeah.
Because you could actually drop files onto it and you can plug it into a computer through FireWire and then you can actually like see it as a hard drive and drop like files into it.
So like in our lifetime, we have probably seen the most amount of technology being obsolete.
Yeah.
Right? From
when did you have your first email address?
AOL, so like 94, 96.
In high school?
I was middle school.
Middle school.
Yeah.
My first email address I was in college. And I didn't.
So that was about the same time I had.
Yeah. It wasn't AOL. It was like a .edu.
Oh.
And I didn't have an AOL account ever.
You didn't have internet at home?
No, I didn't.
Well, back then, like you didn't need, the way we get online now, you know what I mean? Like it's not like back home, like,
dial up.
Yeah. Where it's connected to the phone line. So if someone calls and like your mom picks up.
Oh, then you got kicked off the internet.
Yeah. Whatever you're fucking, whatever you were downloading.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, and like, back then, it was for me, I was downloading like porn.
I remember I was staying at my brother's house my freshman year, college summer break. And his roommate was using AOL.
Right.
And so that was my first time seeing dial-up.
Right.
Really. At school, they had internet set up, but it was like intranet.
Yeah. So it was like, it wasn't it wasn't open to everything. It was.
I didn't have a computer in my dorm room. I had to go to the computer lab.
Wow.
And log in to check email, and so it was for our school. It was called Scott Email because our mascot was this Fighting Scottish or something like that. And I remember it was just really rudimentary. It was like really. We also did like is it IRC or it was like
IRC.
Everything was like MS DOS, and then you can put in all these like sort of codes to get to like actually like ping someone like that also was on a computer in another lab.
Right.
It was super like old school.
Yeah, I mean, I did not use IRC. I know what it is, but then for me, my first kind of introduction to online shit was the AOL Instant Messenger.
IM.
Yes.
Yeah. AIM. Yeah.
And so, obviously during college, like that's what everyone used.
Yeah. What was your username?
Thickness 1250. Anyway, so
mine was Choi Ride.
Oh yes, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. I remember because there was some random email or something that I got from you from back in the days I was at. But did I ever tell you this? So sophomore year of college, right? So I was what they call a PA, which is like the RA's like assistant, right? So the RA is the resident, that person basically.
Oh yeah, the resident advisor.
Yeah, that person basically takes care of the floor of your dorm, or for us, it was per building, right? Because it was like a suite. So I was the assistant.
Wow, you guys had assistants.
Yeah. Not like assistants where like I take notes and fucking email and be like, Mr. Eraser, you have an appointment at 3:15. Not like that, but just like I take care of other stuff, right? That the RA doesn't need to worry about. And so I got close to a bunch of the residents. And some of them after we left the dorms, became my roommates, and we were like, we were the homies, right?
Yeah.
Now there was one room where there was two guys, and they were fucking close friends. I actually emceed one of the guys' wedding and shit. But so one guy, I'm gonna have to not use their names. So like, let's say one guy's name was Dan, and one guy's name was Ryan. Okay. Dan was kind of like he was kind of the asshole. Like this is how much of an asshole he is, right? Like he had a car, so as we're driving and he see like a interracial couple, right? Like walking from behind, and it's like an Asian girl and a white guy. And then this guy was like, "Hey, stop fucking with our gene pool." Like he would say that.
He would say that?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then they would turn around and she's not that good looking. And then Dan would be like, never mind, keep her, right? Like he was an asshole, right?
Yeah.
And then Ryan was the exact opposite, like super nice guy, super conservative.
Okay.
But those two went to high school together. They knew each other since they were kids.
Okay.
Right? And so
they're doing a podcast called the Noonchi podcast.
No, so this guy, Ryan, he was a virgin like until his sophomore year of college. And then he was and we were like, yeah, because he's like super like conservative and like, yo, you should. And they're both I don't know if he was Christian, but they're both like Arcadian Chinese boys.
Okay.
Right? But then like Brian was more like playing like roller hockey, and he was doing kind of non-Asian activities. Nobody fucking plays roller hockey that's Asian in fucking Southern California.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he had this like weird way of speaking, like not the Chinese accent, but like, yo, this is like amazing. Like, like kind of goofy, nerdy, but good looking dude.
Okay.
Anyway, back in the days, there was a site called Asian Avenue.
Oh yeah,
right.
I remember that.
And that's where Dan met his wife.
Okay.
And they got married, and they're still together. Got 2 kids. They have good family, great family, right? But then
I wasn't on Asian Avenue. I heard about it.
Yeah. So to which Ryan goes, oh, wow, I should try this Asian Avenue as well.
Yeah.
And then he met this girl. Actually, the story goes, Dan met, before he met his wife, he met another girl through Asian Avenue. And then her older sister was also single. So he did a double date with Ryan.
Okay.
Right?
He brought out Ryan.
Right?
Okay.
And so, long story short, Dan and his girl, didn't go well. But the older sister and Ryan, like they
got married
they hit it off.
Oh, they hit it off.
Right?
Okay.
And then one day we're all like sitting down, we're talking. So how are things with you and the girl? And Ryan said, oh yeah, things are going really good. And then so we were like, hey, you guys fuck yet? And then he kind of like goes, yeah, right. And we were like, whoa, yeah. Dan was such an ass, right? That he got on on Ryan's computer, on his AIM, and just spammed everyone saying, I'm not a virgin anymore. I'm not a virgin
he
anymore.
logged into oh god.
To back then you have like all your contacts on there. He
got hacked by his friend.
Yeah, but not even unbeknownst to him. We did it in front of him.
Oh, you did it in front of him. Right. He approved of it.
No, and Ryan's like, dude, what are you doing? Right? Like, blink. Dude, and we were friends with a lot of people within the dorm floor. Yeah. So we can hear other people going, yeah, bro. Right? So that was
oh my gosh.
Yeah. See, this is how conservative and how do you say, secluded and closed off Ryan was. He broke up with his high school girlfriend when he got to college. And Dan in his, like the small mini fridge had like a Zima.
Zima, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's fucking soda, right? With a little bit of booze, right?
Yeah.
He goes, hey, mind if I drink this Zima? And Dan goes, yeah, whatever, dude. and because he's all heartbroken and sad, he takes the Zima to like some random secluded part of the campus by himself. Yeah. And he just fucking drinks one Zima comes back fucking drunk.
Oh, really? Drunk off of one Zima.
Yeah, because he's never had booze in his life. Yeah. So he's like fucked up, right? And so the reason why I bring that up is because AIM was the way we disseminated our information to each other, right? Like,
oh man, AIM was a big deal back then.
Yeah.
Damn, that's like bringing back so many memories.
No, but if you think about
the Zima part is like,
if you think about it, like, I mean, obviously every generation had some sort of technology that they grew up with that became obsolete. But I feel like we've seen the most shit go obsolete, right? We went from like 8-track was right before my time, right? Yeah. Then went to cassettes. Yeah. Then it went to CDs. Yeah. Right? And when it came to like movies, there was like a Betamax.
Betamax.
Which was smaller than the actual VHS.
Actually, I think VHS came out first and then Betamax and then VHS kind of took over.
Yeah. Right? But I remember like there was a fucking Betamax to VHS converter, right? Where you know what I mean? Where you put the smaller tape into this fucking frame and it, whatever, right? Yeah. So there was that. Then there was laser discs.
Dude, oh my gosh.
Right?
I remember when they had the option, they had the VHS and DVD players together. Now I'm kind of remembering maybe there was a Betamax and VHS machine together. I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, if that existed. But
it was that, and then laser discs, and then DVDs, right?
Yeah.
Now we saw all of that, and all of that went to shit. Like when it came to like cassette tapes, and then it went to like
all in landfills right now.
Yeah, MP3 players, the iPods. You know what I mean?
MD players. You remember MD?
Yeah, all of them fucking gone. Yeah. Right? When it came to computers, we talked about like, dude, you brought up DOS. You know what I mean? Where
MS-DOS.
you had to put in a fucking floppy disk
Yeah.
to turn on the operating system.
Yeah.
And then you had to pull it out and put something else that you want, whatever the fuck you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right? And you had to type in something .exe
Yeah.
to fucking play it.
Yeah.
And some of the programs are so big that it was like multiple disks that you had to put in a certain order.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And now internet, I mean, you know, what the fuck was Wikipedia? We had MS and Carta and like, you know what I mean? Like this kind of just, so just the idea of all these things going obsolete.
Yeah. I mean, even working at the Apple store and like I left before the iPhone came out. But I remember even when we were selling and slinging the regular iPods, the non-color ones, and that had the click wheel thing. I remember even the Apple geniuses at the time, we'd had this, I remember this specific conversation. They're like, oh, they'll never be color iPods. Like it just takes too much like memory and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, you must know, you know more about this stuff. And literally like months later, like a color, and then they had the video iPod, like all this stuff, right? Yeah. The screen got bigger. Yeah. And then it was just like, it was kind of fun working at Apple in those days. And when I left, I think a month later, the iPhone came out, the first iPhone, and they gave all the employees iPhones. And I was like, shit. Like I was so pissed.
What technology do you miss the most?
Technology?
Like what kind of like thing that people don't use anymore?
Like beepers, maybe?
You miss beepers the most?
I like I guess I don't miss them, but I miss the time when you had to wait for things. Like I just miss that era. You know, you beep someone and you're waiting by a payphone. Yeah. Right? Or like, call me at this payphone, basically.
With this pager, with your pager code.
Yeah. Just that era, you know, like we take so much for granted now. Because back then, I think it was Louis C.K. had like a thing about it. It was like, back then you couldn't even, we'd have credit cards. We just had cash.
Right.
And you just run out of cash. You couldn't do anything else. There's no ATMs and stuff. You have to get your money when the bank opened. So I remember those days. You know, like, so you're really, really like doing math throughout the week, basically. I'm going to run out of money by Thursday, and then I'm just kind of shit out of luck. I can't go out. Yeah. You know, so I kind of miss those days. Like,
I mean, even like back then when, let's say, like more than two people went to go eat something, right? Yeah. And instead of billing you separately, they just give you the whole bill. Yeah. And then you'd have to do real division. Yeah. without the use of a calculator. Yeah. Right. And you know, like without a credit card, it's hard to really break shit even. Yeah. You know,
you have to do that all the time. Yeah, and then no separate checks.
And then you'll be like, all right, well, like, you know, like, I owe you a penny later. Right now, you know, it's to me it's weird, like the concept of like having money in your bank account, right? Yeah. Because to me, it's just ones and zeros. Like it's just a computer number. Yeah. As opposed to like, you know, you can see it. Like, you know, physically. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Like there's I'm becoming this like, not a conspiracy theorist guy, but I go, dude, if like something happens, like, you know, in the Matrix when that, what is it? The electromagnetic bomb goes off and all the electricity and electronics fails. Yeah. And I go, then what do we do? You know what I mean?
I mean, you remember like, I remember at least maybe, I remember my neighbors were more, I had some Korean neighbors, right? At one point. I remember there was one Korean market, but they had to drive like an hour away to go to the Korean market. So they would go once a week or once every other week. So they literally had to figure out exactly what they had to buy
Right.
for food.
Right.
And they only got to get it like once every other week or once a week, whatever. But now it's like if you run out of something, you just go on Amazon or Coupang and it's there the next morning.
Yeah.
Back then, everyone was just doing a lot of mental math, I guess, or more like spending less, probably. They're more like, budgets were more important. I guess people spend more money probably now.
Yeah, because it's
on
not
average.
Because on top of that, it's not like physical cash anymore. It's all just like
it's like
just here. This plastic thing is
it's less emotional.
Yeah.
When you're running out of cash and you're like, oh man, my wallet's getting thinner.
Right.
It's very emotional.
Yeah. Hey.
Right?
Like this. Yeah. Hey, I want to get this amount of food.
Yeah.
And instead of like seeing money go out, you just use this plastic thing.
Yeah.
And then you get the food.
Yeah.
So you don't really know like how much, like it's, how much it really costs.
It's like a different kind of anxiety.
Right.
Like there's still anxiety, right? Because your bank account dwindle, right? But it's like, it's a different kind of anxiety that young people probably are dealing with in a very different way than we do.
Like, when I was a kid, like my halmoni, right? On my mom's side, she was like my favorite person in the world, right? Mm-hmm. And then like as a kid, like she would, when she goes to the supermarket, I'd go with her. And then the only part, she never embarrassed me except one part where it was embarrassing. But now I miss her, was that old people Korean people back in the days would sew their, like, it's like a pouch for your cash. Mm-hmm. But it's like inside the pants. So it's not a pocket.
Oh.
Right? So like she would...
Like a secret compartment?
Like she would sew a secret compartment inside her pants.
Oh, really?
Right. And it's because she lived in downtown LA and then, like she obviously she didn't want to get mugged or whatever. Yeah. So instead of like emptying out nothing in her pockets, right?
Yeah. So
we go to the supermarket. And then when it's time to pay, she would reach inside her pants. Oh. And I'm like, Harmony, what the fuck are you doing? Harmony, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, right?
And then she'll pull out this pouch.
Yeah.
And then, she'll pull out the cash and pay for it. And then put it back in and then stuff it back down her pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like...
Well, me and my friends, like everyone... didn't put all of their cash at least in their wallets.
Right.
It was always in like their socks or something.
Yeah.
So every now you always see someone like taking their shoes off and pulling their socks off to pay with their sweaty cash.
I mean, obviously you guys did that so you didn't get mugged. When you got mugged.
Yeah, I mean, at one point I was carrying like a few dollars in my pockets. So when I got mugged, I give them that.
Right.
But most people, they're like, we know you have more than that, right?
Right.
So you'd have to. There are business cards that had secret. Like I used to tape business cards together and put like a 10 in there, and then I'd have like another 5 in my shoe. I've had another like taped all over my body somehow, like in my hat or. Nothing in my backpack because I always had people I've had people cut through my bag and just like grab things out of it, stuff like that. Or they just take the bags when I'm not looking.
There was a time when I was on this radio show by our dear friend Amy Aaliyah.
Oh, yeah. Over at
TBS, yeah. And then the reason why I was there weekly was and this was their idea, was for me to come up with life hacks for people. And obviously she was, I remember it was like, are you a life hack expert? And I was like, what?
I remember you did this.
Who the fuck is a life hack expert? It was just, me searching random shit online. Right?
Yeah.
And then one of the things was like tips about like traveling and how to store your money in secret compartments. Uh-huh. And one of them is whether it's lipstick or chapstick, You empty out the chapstick,
contents, yeah,
and then you roll some cash in there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because no one's gonna steal a fucking chapstick.
Yeah, that's
right?
a great idea.
You know,
yeah.
So like some of that, certain things like in your lotion bottle, on your phone, in your phone case, like random places, right? But then, to me, the chapstick part was kind of like the interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
Tip.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I actually bought a belt that has a zipper on the back, and has a compartment in there. You can put cash in there. I've never used it, but I live in Korea. But I just thought it was cool that they sell that.
Yeah. So, the concept of cash is very like. Do you? I mean, but I
carry cash still.
I see you like walking around with some cash in your.
It's because we go to like 2 bars, right? We go to Rush or Blacklist, right? And I know that. I mean, I didn't know until one of our friends was like, "Yeah, everyone always prefers cash."
Of course,
actually, and so I thought, yeah, I can take out cash out for them. Yeah,
because I'm assuming it's because the credit card company always is going to take.
There's always a percentage,
right?
Or who knows? They just probably.
No, it's like that. It's like it's like that. That famous New York steakhouse, Peter Luger's.
Yeah, they don't take card. Yeah.
And obviously, people go, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because they don't want to pay the percentage. They want to keep all of it. You know what I mean?
That and maybe they don't report all of it.
I'm not suggesting that. But
okay.
Speaking of Blacklist, the first customer to be blacklisted from the Seoul Comedy Club.
I want to talk about this because you sent me a text and you're like, this is new. We actually have to blacklist stuff. And I was I wanted to hear about this.
So 2 weeks ago, there was this girl who came to the club often. And I was actually kind of grateful because she would always bring new people to come see it. She was a big fan of one of the comics. And then she, even when that comic wasn't on the lineup, she would come and introduce like new people to it. So I was really grateful for her. Right. But 2 weeks ago, she sat in the front and she was so hammered. Also, she brought a dude in a wheelchair 2 weeks ago. It was her and a dude in a wheelchair, right? Okay. And they bought a bottle, and this girl is fucking drunk.
Yeah.
And so while you're telling in the middle of a bit, she would be like, "Whoa, yeah, just fucking screaming, and then
not a good drunk,
So I was like, yo, so I wasn't on the lineup, but I'm there all the time, right? So I'm telling the the workers, the manager, to be like, yo, you need to tell her to calm down. Or give her a warning. She keeps on doing it, fucking kick her out, right? We gave her a warning. She's like, oh, just want me that, and she's so drunk that she just fucking to a point where and here's the thing, the comics here are not seasoned yet to be able to deal with that. They're more busy memorizing their set that when they get thrown off course, they forget their own bit.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? That's and that's I think the level of stand-up comedy in Korea so far, right?
Yeah.
And so finally we were like, yo, you gotta go, right? So we kicked her out. Right.
What did you say to them while you were on stage? Oh,
I wasn't on the lineup. I was in the back.
You weren't. You were in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was just looking at him, and I was like, okay, you need to kick them out, right?
Yeah.
So the guy in the in the wheelchair, he wasn't that drunk, right? But he had the what do you call it? The wherewithal to pack up the half drunken bottle, and then wheel his ass and a girl out.
He took the half bottle. Okay.
Right. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, that was it was the first time we kicked somebody out too. Yeah. Right. So the following weeks,
did she willingly go?
Yeah. She didn't fight it.
And he was embarrassed and just followed along too.
Yeah. I didn't look at them. I was in the back of the club, just I saw the back of their heads.
Too bad you couldn't comment on his shoes during your set.
Dude, I was gonna say hey man, if I was on stage, I would have been just out of curiosity, you're drinking.
Yeah.
So isn't that drunk driving when you get the fuck out of here? Right? Do you have to call a Teddy or whatever? Like, like
a Teddy.
A dude comes and sits on his lap and fucking does it for him. Right? So anyway, so like,
stupid.
so but I wasn't on the lineup, right?
Yeah.
But as a fucking part owner, and I was like, you need to kick that person out. So they did.
Yeah.
So last week the girl comes again with another different person.
She came the next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
A guy with working legs, right?
Okay.
Right. And then she came like 2-3 hours early before the show. And she brought a gift of like sagwa bread. So it looks like apples.
Yeah.
But it's actually bread, like, right? And a letter that's, basically saying, hey, I apologize for my behavior last week.
That's nice of her.
I am you guys have always treated me nice, and I apologize for being a disruption to the show.
Good
right
for her. That's
and like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then, but we let people in an hour before the show, but she came in like 3 hours early. So to kill time, she went somewhere and probably she drank booze.
Oh, she got.
So she came back and we set her in the front.
Yeah.
And her ass was drunk and was doing the same shit.
She did the same thing.
Right.
Oh, no.
Right.
Okay.
So we were telling her to shut up.
Yeah.
And not like, like we were like, hey, like, but she don't remember. Like once
once you're drunk, it
don't matter. Her volume control is no longer
in her control. Yeah.
But the guy that she was with was also like just kind of being disruptive too.
Oh, really?
Right.
For
because they're both drunk.
Yeah.
So we kicked them out, and on the way
willingly again, she willingly left.
Yeah.
Apologized.
And the guy on the way out, fucking throws up all over like in front of like where the elevator is.
Right. Okay.
Right. And I looked at that and I said, I told the manager of the club, you gotta. Well, she's drunk now, so she won't remember. Yeah. But you gotta like tell her that she's blacklisted.
Did you?
Yeah.
You contacted her and said you can't come back.
Yeah. You cannot come back until we tell you it's okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I mean, well, maybe it's a wake up call for her. She's got a drinking problem.
Well, I mean, it's not even. I don't think it's a drinking problem per se. I think is that she just. To me, a drinking problem is you drink every day, like you're an alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To me, it's more along the lines of you're being a stupid bad drunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
that's also a drinking problem, like not being able to hold your liquor well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, we have the first person, she hit a double. Yeah. She got a twofer because she was the first person to be physically kicked out of the club. Yeah. And the first person to be officially blacklisted from the club.
My goodness. And it was 2 weeks in a row. So, yeah, I guess the 2-strike law applies.
No, but also like, but I feel like, she, on one hand, I'm grateful that she brought a bunch of people or whatever. Like she came like 5-6 times to the club,
But she's got to understand she's being disruptive towards the flow of something that you guys are trying to do, trying to keep a business going for one thing.
Yeah. I mean, it really took it kind of killed the mood for her to be that fucked up. Like I could tell in the room, right? And I wasn't on the show again.
Okay.
I was, because again, like, actually I was on the show, but by the time I was up, she was gone.
Okay.
But the part of it that I looked at was just, and I told the comedians, like, they're like, Young, what do I do? Mm-hmm. And I go, look, if you're going to trash her, you have to understand that you have to wait for you to be funny to them. Yeah. To the crowd. And also, you have to wait until the crowd fully hates this bitch. Okay. Right? Yeah. Right? So within 15 minutes, it's a little tough. Yeah. But then the second or the third comic, if you want to trash her, that's when you trash her. Yeah. And like at first the girl was being loud, and then the guy just kept on just saying shit to the comics.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, and like again,
He thinks he can just jump in a conversation with them.
but again, it's the thing. The thing is, it's like it looks. I went. I obviously like what they're doing is wrong with the guy and the girl are doing is wrong. Mm-hmm. But also I saw that, oh shit, like
it's also an opportunity.
We're not as good.
You're not there yet
in terms of like
I mean managing. Back home, right?
Yeah.
So what would they do in a situation? Eventually they would kick him out, right?
Yeah. Like
the comic wants them out.
The comic can give the bouncer the look, or like the sign, and be like, kick.
But I see it all the time when people do crowd work and they're dealing with drunk people that just yelling out stuff.
Yeah.
So they don't bouncers don't automatically go to kick these people out. Because there's always there's like opportunities for a comedy to happen. Yeah. But
again, ultimately, the part is because of all these YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Of like and you will see like the titles like comedian destroys drunk heckler or comedian destroys feminist heckler or comedian destroys whatever heckler or whatever
Yeah.
And because of that, like I feel like back home, there's times when people go, I want to be in a fucking.
Oh yeah.
I want to be in a fucking video. I want someone to own
people
me.
Are kind of okay.
Right. And I go, that's where I feel that it's wrong because ultimately, nobody wants it. No comic wants a heckler.
Oh right. Yeah.
Right. And we're not like I don't want it to be an open invitation for.
Although I feel like the more I see more of that, more bits of Andrew Schultz dealing with crowd work than I do of his actual material these days.
No, he's not going to put it up because he's going to use it in a special.
Oh, yeah.
That's why people are doing it. Or he's putting up material that he's not going to use in a special.
Yeah.
Right.
True,
so that's why they're not putting up their actual bits.
I see.
So for him, and sometimes it's not even a heckle, it's just him doing crowd work. Yeah. Which is different. Like him, like comedians like initiating the conversation versus fucking up the flow are two different things.
That's two different. Yeah, right? You're right. Yeah.
And so like, again, it's like I feel that, and we and even in the States, before the show starts, there's always somebody that to turn off your cell phones, blah, 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 blah. Please tip your wait staff. And absolutely no heckling, no talking to the comedian. There's always going to be that announcement. Even in Korea, there's always going to be that announcement.
Okay.
But still, motherfuckers just don't listen.
Yeah.
But again, if we didn't give that announcement and then someone does talk, then it'd be hard to be like, yo, you're fucking up the show. But, that's the... I don't know. I think it's the nature. I see. That's why I see like people just not knowing. Like I want people to treat this like a comedy movie. You know what I mean? In a movie theater. You know what I mean? Like laugh if it's funny.
Yeah.
But shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
You can't have a conversation with the movie characters.
Hey, yo, Jim Carrey, that's mad funny, yo. Hey, Jim Carrey, that's bullshit, Jim Carrey. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is this, a Magic Johnson theater? Like, like it's just awful. But, I don't want to say sad, but it was very interesting to be like, well, that's a first to have someone blacklisted from a club.
Well, it's bound to happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. So, I hope it's a good wake up call for her. I hope so. Like, I mean, clearly she's done positive things for the club, right? Hopefully, she'll realize like she needs to get her shit together, or like promise.
Do you really care?
On some level, yes, but on
because I don't.
Mostly, no.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, like to me, it's the idea of like, I'm always I appreciate the fans and the support of stand-up comedy in Korea. The people, there's people that have come more than 10 times to the comedy club, right? And a lot of times they see the same shit.
Yeah.
And they still come because for they're fans. There's either
It's a
their
good time.
support.
I've been like 10 times plus myself, and I hear the same things over and over. But I know I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, I always get like a genuine laugh out of every time I go, and it's hard to get genuine laughter going sometimes. But it's incredibly rewarding.
Yeah. So I mean,
so-
my point is that I am so thankful for all those people that come often for whatever reason. For if it's because they support a certain individual or they support the scene or whatever it is. Like I totally appreciate it. But again, there's a line.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and then that's the type of shit that like, you know, I want to say, but then some people take it the wrong way, saying like, oh, I'm not fully appreciative of this or that. I'm like, no. I'm saying I am appreciative, but there's a fucking line and don't cross it.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's a lot of people that don't cross it. They are, you know, they have good etiquette.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're proper fans, the way I like fans to be. But you know what? The one thing that I was told recently is that like I look after like no matter what happens on the set, let's say the set goes really well, right? After the show, when I walk out, I have a face that says, nobody fucking talked to me.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Really?
Yeah.
And I think that's and so like somebody was telling me like, hey, like, you know, the guy who's that did my saju goes, hey, like, I know you're not saying everyone go fuck yourselves. I know you're not saying that.
Yeah.
But your aura and your vibe is nobody fucking talk to me right now. Right? And
you got your own version of resting bitch face.
Yeah. and when you say shit, like, and he linked it to my saju.
Yeah.
Which is like, I have a lot of water in my saju.
Okay.
And when it gets super cold, which my soul is, water becomes ice. So when you're saying shit, it's not warm. It's like, it's like biting and it's like sharp and it hurts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I go, huh.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I'm not the like, oh, like, you know, you can do it.
Well, I've said this many times before, but I believe in balance in life. And I think that's why this podcast works. I think that's why our friendship works. Maybe you're my ice to my overly warm. I don't know. Like,
but you know what? I won't say a lot of warm shit all the time, but this week I did say something warm, and which is very new, kind of pansy-ish of me. But one of the kids that does stand up, and he's one of the kids that I have a lot of faith in terms of like taking the Korean stand-up scene to the next level. This weekend did his first 1 hour set.
Oh, okay.
Right. And this kid, he has openly said that before like him ever starting stand-up, like he was suicidal, he was depressed.
Yeah.
Like he really thought about killing himself and things like that. But like basically stand-up was his kind of saving grace in terms of going like it made him feel alive. He and to a certain degree, like, you know, getting that high from you know, making people laugh, like that fucking just, you know,
filled a big void.
Yeah. And so, and on top of that, like his ideas that I was like, yo, that's some weird shit that he's thinking of, like the way his brain thinks. And I was like, this kid's gonna be good. You know, he just needs to like.
And he's got an hour. Damn, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I saw the hour, and he too knew that there was obviously some holes, but I was like, yo, it's your first fucking hour. Like you can't have a perfect show. You know what I mean? You did an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, nice.
And that and you've been doing this for 4 years, but not even like
these open micers don't even have 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And 5, yeah.
And then you've done it for 4 years, and within the 4 years, you haven't even done it as often as the kids back home.
Yeah.
Right. Who do it like 4 or 5 times a week. You're doing it at most 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Right. So that adds up when it gets to like year 5 or 10, when people have been doing it for 5 days a week versus 3 days a week, right?
Yeah.
And it adds up. But for him to, try to piece out an hour and he filled the time, but he saw the holes. He saw the holes. I saw the holes. But he was he after the show, he basically texted me going, thanks for creating this whole scene and giving me an opportunity. And like I saw a lot of like holes in my set, but within 4 years, like from being suicidal to now, like this is all because of you. That's what he wrote. And I read, congratulations on doing your first hour set. I'm proud of you.
Awesome.
That was it.
Yeah.
But you won't hear that from me. Mostly like, fix that fucking middle part. Stupid. It sucks, right? Like usually that's how it is. But I gave him a little bit of, I think he needed a little moment.
Yeah, your water was a little
it was
warmer.
It was lukewarm.
It was lukewarm.
But I added to my ball bit about about like the Saju person says I had a lot of water in my Saju. I didn't know that it was gonna manifest in my fucking nuts.
Oh, that's right. We were gonna not talk about your balls, but
we won't. Yeah. You know what though? I am very. It's very interesting that a lot of people have in the last few weeks have messaged me or talked to me or asked me about the status of my balls.
Oh, I thought they were gonna say, can we see a picture of it?
Ain't nobody gonna ask,
But you said you showed your filled ball to a couple like very curious friends.
Yeah, I showed it to our friend Kenny because he's like, bro, I gotta see it.
I gotta see it. I was like, after hearing that, I was like, I kind of want to see it too, but then I realized I can't unsee something like that either. So I was like, it's fine. I'm fine not seeing it.
So I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna try to actively be like warmer or nicer because I don't know if I can. The thing is, like, it's kind of like resting bitch face, right? It's something that like you're doing subconsciously. Right. So you can't just be like, oh, I gotta be. That's fucking stressful. If I gotta be like, oh, I gotta be Smiley all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I just got this. Like, I get it. I get this. Like, don't fucking talk to me face. But it is what it is.
It's all good, Danny. You'll be just fine.
No, but the person's like, he's like, Danny, you need to like try hard. I was like, yo, when somebody comes up to me and goes, hey, you want to take a picture? I don't go, no, get out of here. I'm like, yeah, let's take a picture. And I do my best. But I see some of the pictures that are being taken, and I'm smiling, but my eyes say, I don't want to do this shit. And I need to, I don't know, like,
you should just do what Norm Macdonald does. When you have a good show, just go play poker in the green room and not say hi to anyone.
I don't know.
He actually, and then when you bomb, then you wait at the door and you greet everyone out.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it's something that like I'm trying to look. I don't want, obviously, for me on a business sense, like, when somebody's a fan of you, it's not necessarily just like your work. It's a part of why they're a fan of you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's,
You're right.
like they that's why it's hard when like someone you're a fan of does something fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I liked not just the work that this person produced, but just kind of whatever persona that we thought was this person.
Yeah.
You know, and then when that goes away, it's difficult for people to kind of justify, but I still like this person's music or this person's comedy or work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so yeah, like it's tough to kind of use the soft side of hey, hi, hey, what's up, everyone? Like me, like I'm not gonna go on Instagram like, hey, what's going on, yo? Just checking in. I want to see how everybody's doing, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Because
it's not you. It's not
and they know, they could tell. Like I'm not a good enough actor to pull that off.
Yeah, they know that.
Yeah,
it's
just be like,
sincere.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know. And anyway.
That said, you have a show not this Saturday, but the Saturday after. Right?
Yes, on the 27th. I'm doing, I'm not going to say my last 1 hour set here at the club this year, but I'm going to say that I'm going to be taking a break from the hour set because kind of burnt out.
You're burnt out?
Yeah.
But you should take it to like other venues.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about, like maybe late September, early October, like doing a like a nationwide tour.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm slowly planning.
Nice.
And then next week this weekend I'm going to go to Busan for the Busan International Comedy Festival. Apparently it's like a 400 seater and we're doing 2 shows. So
really?
I don't know
how many. How long is your set?
Like 15, 20 minutes.
20. Okay.
Ultimately, dude, it's for me like the Busan Comedy Festival is just an excuse to get the fuck out of Seoul, right?
It's a great excuse.
Make some money, and then drink.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to drink outside of your city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just if you're sleeping on a different bed, that's not your own bed, and you're drinking outside your city, for some reason it makes it more fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like hotel fucking versus at home fucking.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I guess. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's always more better. It's always better.
Yeah.
To fuck at a hotel than at your own house. Always. Right?
Okay. I don't know. I guess so. I don't remember. I don't know. But the drinking thing, yeah, for sure. I like, yeah.
Yeah, and then like the local delicacies,
Yeah.
You got to try
Busan.
Yeah.
You got to get
the milmyeon, the kukbap, the hae, all that shit,
Yeah.
So that's what I am interested in. And you know what? Ultimately, like even with this tour that I'm trying to plan out, it's really an excuse to get the fuck out of Seoul. But also
it's a great excuse.
But also to a certain degree, I don't want to call it evangelism, but like evangelize stand-up comedy, like to outside of
전도스님.
Yeah.
전도스님.
하나님은 믿는 자만. So that's where the plan is, and like I don't know, man. Like I think this whole episode's about me today.
It's good though. Like I was really stressed before you came, and I really didn't want to. Yeah, I kind of want to just. This really helped. Just hearing about all this, just this whole. I didn't need to talk actually today. I'm like, but I feel better. I feel good. So I'm glad you're here. We can move on. Yeah.
Oh, you're the warm.
My water is already warm. It's always warm. All right, let's wrap it up then.
Let's wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Well, so for anyone that's in Korea and you speak the Korean language, this week this Sunday on the 21st, I'm in Busan. And
it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
Maybe I could come out on a Sunday. Nah, actually.
That's 2 shows, 4:00 and 7:00.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
okay.
This on the 21st and on the 27th, I will be doing possibly my last go in Seoul for this hour set.
I can't wait to hear your 8-minute
Ball joke.
Bit on your balls.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
if you speak the Korean language, because it's going to be all in Korean, please check it out. Info is on my Instagram page as well as the YouTube page. So go check it out.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. I think we have someone coming next week. So that's, yeah.
Awesome.
Peace.
Bye.